All 5 years under Greg Gard. Could be in for a low-scoring game to start this season as Dimitri.
Added to that block count, Chris.
That's right. Trice. Eastern Illinois just 4 of 17 shooting, but it's a 3-point game. Not anymore as
the throwback to Potter.
You called it.
Diallo misses.
Yeah, I think that's something, Ben, that fans don't. He's going to play tonight. Here he is in the second half. Trice on the feed from Ford. NCAA record, by the way, is 88. Ten to shoot. Trice.
A monster indeed.
Carlson with a really good job against the senior.
You know, it's funny, Chris. As long as he finds a way to have the any play by Dixon, because you can save it under the opponent's basket anytime. He found Josiah Wallace, who's an all-OVC guy.
Don't settle early on in the shot clock.
Wants to see the good passing, does Greg Gard, from his years with this program. If you're not a good passer and you're big, not going to play very. Continue shooting the way that they did at the end of last year, winning 8 in a row, as Trice on the time Bluff. And that was a lot of one-on-one game right there from the Golden Lions as Micah Potter from the top.
Wisconsin had a big lead in the second half Wednesday night as well, and they kind of forgot about him.
And short on his 3 and a long rebound right back to him. Now Trice. Offensively, defensively, you can get a little nitpicky on a couple of the things, but not too much. As Trice, not much more to improve upon, but what are you looking for in half number 2?
Well, consistency. And we talked with Coach Gard.
Going segment to segment, break a game up into 4-minute segments. It's Trice.
Can you believe that?
I can't.
Still
who was your
teacher?
To this day. Come on. Do you know who your teacher was?
There's lapses, and you see subs coming in because transition baskets, that's not what Wisconsin gives up.
Dimitri, a little bit of march to work with each other. Potter and Reavers after the transfer from Ohio State. Trice from the free. Again, they moved up a couple of spots in the standings. With that comes a little bit more pressure.
Start, too. They've done a great job of not playing too fast. Defensive.
Second chance opportunity for Wisconsin. There's Trice falling away. All the minutes that he was able to play last year as a true freshman, helping him out in spades.
That's the thing. When you explain what makes a great player, knowing when you've got to take over, when you've got to get others involved.
And forces that turnover into the hands. 2-on-1 behind the back. Tyler Wall finishes. Nice. Put it on the highlight video in the positive category.
I don't know if that makes a highlight videotape, but that thing is beautiful. The
pointer made by Green Bay in that first half. Started the first half a bit sluggish. Couple of turnovers. Getting into the rhythm of the game. There's Reavers. Much better. This is turning into the Tyler Wall game. Reavers for 3.
Got to be making Coach Gard extremely happy right now.
5 in double figures for Wisconsin as Trice.
Time to step it up against a Marquette team that should be at the top.
Do the best you can.
Tonight, a perfect example. This place is usually packed for this game. Done a nice job from beyond the arc this year. There's a turnover. Trice read it well. And the heady senior.
And they appeared against Oklahoma State and taking better care of the basketball as well.
And he likes to shoot that 3.
He leads. You know, offensively, they're going to share the ball, work for good shots as they
do stuff like that. Sure. Here's Trice. Good looking stroke from 3.
The bigs will step out, dive, cuts, curls.
Trice.
Create off the bounce, shoot the ball as well.
Trice wants it. 6 to shoot for Trice. Carton hounding him. Wild shot, no. Rebound to Theo.
But we've seen him create off the bounce, play make out of the post. crash the board.
Excellent hustle and effort from Davison.
Uh-oh, beep, beep.
Trice, just short.
Just a different look.
Reavers, nice find, and he fist pushed him way outside the paint. Trice gave it right to... Shot clock reset to 20. Trice, step back, strong. Dolman of his rivalry. Now it's Trice. Drives, scoops. 1 point game between shot and game clock. Marquette by 1. Reavers. Yes.
How about for the best shot? Well, that's their approach, not force.
10 seconds. Wisconsin down 1. Trice off balance, and he nails it.
Wall on the run out. Trice gives it up. Davison. 3 for his first 3. Undersized. Wall was able to stick with Mekhi Mitchell. Trice misses the carry there as Davis passed up the 3. Trice got his man in the air. Trice. And Reavers here to clock it, picked by Trevor Anderson.
Another smart decision pulling that one out.
To Trice for 3 over the... Goes baseline. Trice for 3.
Their spacing is fine, but when they only have one of those bigs on the floor, their spacing is faster. They get into the offense and have an open driving lane.
He'll keep shooting, no doubt about that. Trice around the screen, short.
They're a team that forces about 13 turnovers a game, so really, as I say that.
Walker nearly forced a turnover there, got his hand on the basketball. Ford from 3. Aleem Ford played a Division I game in 3 years before stepping on the floor this season. And a takeaway by Rhode Island. Numbers going the other.
Good extra pass from Davison.
And with 1 on the shot.
Prime example of that.
Potter from 3. Micah Potter. Russell's done such a nice job on Dimitri Trice all night. And then Mitchell coming up on a minute to go. Trice for 3. Turnover forced by Dimitri Trice. Trice now launches from 3. Byron. Potter backing down. Trice open look. About a minute. Checked in for Jonathan Davis. Here's Trice, an open look. And the layup, but a great feed from Krutwig. We're seeing everything from Krutwig tonight. Reavers 3. Finally, Nate poke in by Davis to create the turnover. Numbers for Wisconsin. Trice blazing through for 2. Or 8.
10. Well, yeah, and 8. But with here, and that's why I wanted to go a little bit quicker on it.
Trice for 3 off the backboard
Position. I don't mind them going one-on-one with their bigs, but the bigs have to start the battle earlier up and higher up in the paint.
Trice with the shot.
So I lived it. I know exactly the way Coach Gard is coaching here.
Trice gives to Reavers.
Better.
Loyola's bench creating their own environment. Trice rises up. Nope. On the edge, and now Williamson. Lost the handle. Numbers for Wisconsin. Trice.
About pace, cutting, passing, and then all of a sudden you're going to run into a high ball screen action. You're going to get a good action because Dimitri Trice is really good out of the ball screen.
Trice just inside the elbow. Got the roll.
Step out and shoot the 3, and the guards will go down in the post, and very difficult to guard there.
Trice with a corner 3. Given the opportunity, Wisconsin will push.
On 1 in the post. Now here comes the double.
Trice can't get the shot off. Shot clock's at 6. Now he does, and he's hit a nothing from him. Nothing going down right now for Louisville. Anderson wide open, and another 3.
In what happens in a game, it's so dumb.
Deep one, Davison.
Boy, David Johnson, I mean, he's having to play under difficult circumstances. And any of those 3 teams could have won the national championship.
Those 2 years, Potter with a big Yehan.
I mean, you know, this isn't. I would venture to guess. I haven't done the research on this part of it, but this team.
A lot of communication, as you can hear through the television.
Dimitri Trice, short pace of play. Nebraska is a top 25 team in pace of play according to KenPom rankings.
Fits a little bit. Looks like almost like a boxing one.
Trice in Lincoln playing for the Cornhuskers. Put up great numbers so far on the floor for the Huskers, averaging 18 points per game.
So now you're starting to see the Badgers get into rhythm. They're getting comfortable, and they're making shots like that. They've got a really different roster this year, and he fits in perfectly with this group.
He's one of the few consistencies between last year's team and this year. Trice, tough. Reavers right back to work, draws the double team, the kick out to Trice. And that's when
Lat man, I think he's starting to think about it too much instead of just pulling up. It's hard to step back and shoot a three unless you're at the pro level. That is not easy to do.
Elbow jumper, Trice off
to this millennial, though. I'll start doing that.
Trice from the wing. Reavers with a concrete screen. Trice.
So they've got a lot of guys that have come from different places, and so they have to go through these spurts to figure out.
And you're right. I think he would have a lot more than just his 11 tonight were it not for those 4 fouls.
Yeah, because he's a young man. He's invested in the game. You know, he might show a little emotion that gets him in trouble sometimes, but I want a guy that
coaches are trying to figure out, too, and especially with this Michigan State team, just who they are, just because you didn't play.
Shot clock down at 5. Trice off the dribble. And into the good. In the corner, Dimitri Trice knocking it down. 14 from the floor, much better than their 1 of 16 start against Nebraska. Trice driving inside, had the mismatch, took it right to corner 3. Trice, book it, and Wisconsin. So very much in the spirit of Christmas sharing. 2-pointer, and it drops for. In fact, Trevor Anderson's dad was the head coach of that team at Stevens Point High School. His dad, Scott.
So you may not see it at times out here being aggressive, but the man was ball.
Here comes Trice. He's got 9 in the first half. Little floater. Trice being traced by Henry. Now the switch to Hauser. Let's see if he tries to drive it on Joey Hauser. No, he kicks it off. Davison, deep 3. Yes. Trice, 11 points to lead the way, and he's got the ball. But a bad pass.
Because Virginia forces you to have to be methodical in your approach, and you say methodical.
Here's Dimitri Trice. Can he get 2 more? He can, and he somewhat. Wisconsin was up around 60%. Now they're down at 49. You just tell, though, Trice, he came to play. This time, though, Wisconsin's 75% on the year for Tom Izzo's crew. Trice again. He has to.
For the Spartans.
Here goes Dimitri Trice downhill again. 2 more. It's 2 each. Michigan State had the big run. Then Wisconsin had the big run to tie us up. Trice. This time he misses. Trice probing. One of the 4. Dimitri Trice back out there. Late in the shot clock. He'll rise and fire. Too much. Ford saving it to Dimitri Trice. Outlet up ahead. And Johnny Davis. Watts falls down, so now you got a 5-on-4. And Trice takes it right inside and draws the foul.
Great energy early on by the Maryland bench.
It's something we pay attention to in these empty arena games. Who creates that energy?
That's right.
Trice driving inside. Potter picks up the loose ball.
That's a good look for Morcell. He was disappointed he didn't convert. She's not going to get a much better look than that.
Trice going to work on the perimeter, and Trice gets to the...
Boy, Trice was looking to be aggressive, looking for his shot.
Davison finds his, and that throw.
So now Wisconsin will reset, a little high spin and roll action here.
Trice got hard on his hip, couldn't get it to fall. Arms of Demetric Trice, who's 24 years old. He's got to lean forward out there with him. He is 24. They're closer to retirement age than they are their high school graduation at this point. Demetric Trice in traffic, lost it.
Or let him get going.
Trice trying to answer, and he does. He can short. Kick out to Trice on the offensive glass.
Boy, isn't it something? Those injuries get a lot better.
Trice now going to reset with 10 to shoot. 7 first-half points for Trice on the heels of his 29-point performance against Michigan State. Here's Anderson's 3, and that round. 9 on the shot clock. Trice. And not an easy task for Morsell. Potter brings a lot to the post as Trice is off balance 3.
You know what I give the officials? They're consistent.
And that 3 rattles, break the streak, and you're only down 5.
You're right.
In the corner, Demetric Trice with the 3. Trice, high school quarterbacks.
Wow, Anderson missed Wall on the post.
Trice.
My goodness.
Trice got the open look from 3. That won't go, but an offense. 25 remaining in this second half. 10 on the shot clock. There was nothing on the review that they looked at the monitor. Nothing but...
This is where Wisconsin's at their best, Kevin. Down in the second half, they come up with a big play usually.
That's 3. Trice with 17 tonight. Fires the 3. Oh, Demetric. That zone caused Wisconsin some problems early. Trice on the attack. Trice to the rim. No.
And get to the rim. You don't have to settle for a 3-point shot.
1 timeout left. Potter fakes the 3. Trice blocks the 3 and a foul. 6-point game. Trice driving to the rim.